Hello, and welcome to Midnight. This is Reverend Anna from Anna Transylvania's Tarot Room with the first iteration of Tarot Thursday, where we will be discussing theories on tarot, techniques maybe, and also I will be doing deck reviews. All right. Now, for the first iteration, for the first Tarot Thursday, I wanted to talk about a tarot question that I get a lot, and that is, do you read with reversals? Why do we read with reversals? Why not? Should I read with reversals? Should I not read with reversals? Are there hard and fast rules about reading with reversals? So, I wanted to start first by saying it's not right or wrong to read without them, okay? So, in the case of somebody asking me if they should read with reversals, I say use your instinct. A lot of times people will start I like to start people simple. Okay? If you're a beginner, don't complicate yourself with reversals. Learn the cards. Okay? Learn the cards, practice with the cards, practice every day, practice several times a day if you want to. Do your tarot journaling. However it is that you'd like to practice, practice with the cards, right side up, upright. Okay? Because the whole point is that you're going to learn the system. Now, these are Rider-Waite cards. We'll talk about that in a second as well. The whole point is that you learn the system so that you will then be able to use the system the way you intuit using the system. Okay? So first of all, tarot is a cosmological system. It's based on the opinion of the people who made it as far as how the cosmology works and how the system works. Each tarot deck you get will be a little different. This one here, so I chose this one for a specific purpose. This one is a Rider-Waite style deck. It's actually the Rider-Waite. It's the classic Rider-Waite. It's a little bit muted in colors, but it's got the classic images. It's at the Pamela Coleman Smith images, okay? See, you can see her signature right there. All right, so this one is a classic Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. About 75% to 80% of the card decks that you'll get out there are Rider-Waite Smith inspired, meaning they have the same symbological meaning, whether you get cats, dogs on them, whatever imagery you get on them, they will have somewhat of the same symbology. Rider-Waite decks are really popular. It's also an excellent beginner's deck. So if you want to start in tarot and if you have this question, I would say get yourself a Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck and start off by learning the upright positions. Really, the reversals are unnecessary. Okay? Now, say you've been reading for a minute or a couple of weeks or whatever, and you always put your deck upright, you always do all of that cleaning stuff, which I will talk about in one of the next videos on tarot. How do we clean a tarot deck? So say you got your tarot deck and you're reading them upright and everything like that, and one day you get one that's upside down, reversed. Okay, you get one that is reversed. I believe that at that point in time, if you've already put them upright, that reversal means something, and I think it should be noted. And because your deck is basically reacting to your energy and it's trying to give you an answer with the upside down. So, with the upside down card. Okay? Now, the Rider-Waite deck is not a weighted deck. What do I mean by that? Basically, there's decks out there that have the same amount of negative cards as positive cards. The one that I studied with, that I really, really love, is the Tarot of the Bohemians by Pappas. Really good if you want to study. Go ahead and do that. If you can find a copy. I don't know if they're printing them anymore. So that one is a weighted deck, so you don't have to read with reversals. Some cards will just be negative and some cards will just be positive. And it's really weighted for like a lot of things. So that deck is an excellent deck for not having to have reversals. The Rider-Waite-Smith, the Thoth deck, and most of the decks out there are not weighted. They don't have the same amount of negatives as positives. So with those ones, I will generally read with reversals. All right. Now also, there is something to be said about instinct here. There's going to be a point in time where you're just going to grow in your tarot journey and your instinct will tell you, okay, now is the time to put more nuance with my readings. Now is the time. Sometimes, like I said before, the deck will tell you itself. Sometimes it'll be, you will feel it inside that you need more nuance in your life with the tarot. So then you'll start reading with reversals. And, I know some people that actually put 2 or 3 decks together and they do a mega deck, which is a great thing to do with like tarot decks that, might be missing a couple cards or something like that. So that way you can have a bunch. So, all right. So, short answer is it really doesn't matter, but it really depends on what phase of your journey you're in and what your instinct tells you. Okay. It also depends on whether the deck is weighted or not. For some of them, it's not a good idea. For some of them, it's a good idea to read with reversals. Okay. Now, I do have to say, sometimes, and I've seen people do this, I myself don't, but sometimes people will read only the minor arcana. So this is a major arcana, the Fool. And these are minor arcana. You can see they're reversed right here as well. Okay. So sometimes people will read with reversals only in the minor arcanas simply because the major arcanas are supposed to be universal energies. They're supposed to be like larger. So they're basically like what's happening to a group of people, what's happening in general, what is the overarching theme for the week kind of deal. Okay, so when they appear, they just naturally get read first, and then you clarify them. So whenever this appears, a major arcana appears, that'll automatically take over the reading because this is a universal energy. Okay, all of them in the major arcana are. So a lot of people are not going to read them upside down because the universal energies are universal energies regardless. Okay, I read them upside down because you need to know whether the energy is blocked or not. Okay, so a universal energy can happen and the client could be blocked, or and then the card will show me by being upside down. Okay, all right guys, so that was it. Reversals or nah. Okay, so I read with reversals. I recommend, if you want an enriching experience with tarot, reversals are great for that. Okay, so I recommend that if you want to enrich your journey with tarot, to read with reversals, but start simple. Start simple. In summary, start simple. If you're just starting, start simple. And then feel your way through instinctively about whether or not you want to go the extra step of doing reversals. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to. Share this video, please, okay? If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. I do look, and love you guys. Good night.